Hello, everybody. So I want to address the HIMSS dump, the after hours dump, after a Department of Justice referral that was dropped in after hours training. Question, of course, is run away. Should you run away? And of course, if you know me, you know I'm not going to say that. Although the short-term price action can be all over the place, and it can certainly go lower in the short term. It seems like a bunch of owners of this stock are just using it to trade it or something like that, and few long-term investors on this stock, it seems right now. At least that's the sentiment. So, of course, General Counsel Mike Stewart referred to the DOJ HIMSS for potential violation of Title 18 provisions. We have also a letter from Makary talking about HIMSS specifically and other compounding pharmacies. I obviously think other compounding pharmacies are in bigger trouble than HIMSS, personally. Important to note this Representative Luna talking about how it's a fight in DC right now, and Big Pharma wants to protect peptides and keep peptides as their own. And, you know, I've said that in my prior video today, is are peptides a naturally occurring compound that should not be able to be patented? Or are you able to patent a naturally occurring compound like the GLP-1 peptides? GLP-1 peptides occur naturally in the stomach. It's like it's a natural peptide that we produce as humans, and of course, whether it's Novo or Lilly, they slightly modify them and then they patent them. Should you be allowed to do that? And I think that is to be determined in a legal fight. That's probably the only way to determine that. And, you know, I have to hope that the reason why HIMSS went ahead with a $49 a month, the reason why they went ahead with that is because they want to have a judge decide. And that's the only way you do it. You got to have a judge decide. So I think we were fully expecting this would happen. Now, unfortunately, the sentiment next week, I have no idea what it's going to be. Probably worse. But I don't know. And I'm a very long-term holder. I'm not a short-term holder. So this doesn't matter to me. And as you know, on this channel, we got into the stock at $6, $7, $8. You know, then the stock went way up to like the teens, and then it dropped because there was an issue with I don't know, the political views of the CEO. So it dropped back to 9, and then it went back up, and then we had the Novo partnership, and then the Novo partnership ended, and we went back down. This stock has historically been a huge roller coaster, although we are right now in the deepest slope, if it makes any sense, of a roller coaster. That's definitely the scariest part of that roller coaster. We will see, but I don't think that ride is finished. I think the ride of HIMSS is just getting started. Like I said, brutal action on after hours, particularly cruel for options trader. I think a lot of people had placed options trades given how low it already was in the morning, and so that's very unfortunate. This market has been very, very volatile. Stay tuned for my observation on the madness of this market and the madness of the moves in this market. I'll make a video about this tomorrow. Could it go lower? Absolutely. This stock in the short term, right now, it seems like this stock has so many haters. But they're investor haters, which is very interesting. I think HIMSS has more investor haters than Tesla. But oddly enough, you know, this is interesting to me. Customers don't seem to hate HIMSS. In my view, customers probably love HIMSS because HIMSS gets them a product 10 times, 7 times cheaper. And if you look at the App Store reviews, for example, these reviews are really, really good. You know, of course, there's websites who only use negative reviews and advertise them to get the clicks. But if you look holistically at the reviews of HIMSS on either the App Store or Google Play, you'll find the reviews are really good. Customers are very happy. Now, about the Super Bowl ad. Could there be pressure for a Super Bowl ad to not air? You know, I'm tempted to say it's the weekend. FDA doesn't work on the weekend. That's what I'm tempted to tell you. But, you know, it could be possible. It could be possible there's pressures about that ad, and then maybe they would have to modify the ad last minute. I don't know. In either case, I think it's a case of publicity, either good or bad, is just good publicity. It's just good publicity. And keep in mind, of course, if HIMSS is getting into trouble as a compounder per this letter, that's going to be the same for Roe. And Roe, of course, has a huge celebrity endorsement. Raw has a lot of money placed on their ads too. This is a big business now. There's a lot of big money riding on this. Very expensive lawyers are gonna work for either side, and this could take years. This is my main take, is this could take years, and by the time there's a resolution to this, well, what do you think is going to happen? By the time there's a resolution to this, of course, semaglutide will not be a thing anymore, because we have retatrutide getting approved in late 2026, and everybody's going to shift to retatrutide. That is my kind of quote-unquote prediction. So anyways, did Hims know this was going to happen? I hope so. I think so. They wouldn't have launched this if they didn't know this was going to happen. Come on. They're not foolish. So I think they triggered it. People are saying, the CEO is reckless, the CEO is desperate. No, I think they triggered it, because at the end of the day, there has to be a discussion around this. I think they're ready for discovery. They're ready to talk to the FDA. They actually already published a response saying they look forward talking with the FDA. And they're ready to discuss compounding. And, is compounding of a naturally occurring peptide legal? And of course, per my understanding of the FDA, yes, it's legal. But, it's some people argue it's a gray zone. So you need a court of law to decide on this. And I think they have all of their legal stuff in order. So could this be an overhang on the stock for months or even a year to come? Maybe. Unfortunately, this stock has so much FUD on this stock. So much FUD. So if you're a long-term investor, if you don't have margin, if you own this stock free and clear, I would sleep well at night. If you could get wiped out, be very careful. That's also the problem of a lot of these stocks. A lot of these high-growth stocks have sold off a lot today, because people are getting wiped out on their Bitcoin position. People are getting wiped out on their Robinhood position, their Palantir position, their Nvidia position. Think about it. Somebody likely to own Hims stock is perhaps somebody a little more innovative than normal. And they're also likely to own other very innovative stocks who have dumped brutally these past 3 days. Again, I will address tomorrow how brutal these past 3 days have been and what we can do about it. So anyways, this was not investment advice, not financial advice. This is only entertainment. I'm hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.